All right, so I just wanted to go over some quick changes with my account. This was last year, 2014. I started the year with roughly $500,000 in my account, and I made 840,000 roughly. We got this all fully audited by an accountant because a lot of people don't think that I'm actually trading, and they don't actually believe that this is real. This is all real. I show all my trades in real time. It's real money. That said, in 2016, this year I started with 100,000, and I'm up roughly 150,000. So roughly 150% this year, kind of like last year. Next year, I am going back to just $12,415 in my accounts. This will be the third time in my life that I had this. The first time was when I first started trading in late 1998, 99, and I turned the 12,000 into 1.65 million in 4 years. When I first began teaching in late 2007, I also went back to trading with just 12,000. At the time, there were rumors flying that I had lost everything, but in reality, I've done this several times because it's good for teaching. In late 2007, when I went back to this, within 3 years, I had turned it into 230,000. So roughly 20 times in 3 years. That made me the number one trader out of 60,000 plus on Covestor. Covestor.com was a great website that tapped into people's brokerage accounts to verify their balance, and I was ranked number one. There was such great promise. All these different bloggers had it on their websites, a little Covestor badge. And one by one, the bloggers started removing the Covestor badge not because they weren't doing, great, or even that they were doing good, but because they were doing terrible. And before they started deleting them, you could see that a lot of these quote experts were break even or losing money month after month, year after year. And it was just, hurting their credibility to show their actual trades and investments. It's easy to talk a big game on your blog and pretend like you knew all this stuff and make a few good calls, but when it's actual money, it's different. And so, I created Profitly after Covestor basically shut that part of their operation down because it was going in the wrong direction. And Profitly, debuted to a lot of hype, and we've had a lot of traders on Profitly over the years. And one by one, a lot of traders have removed themselves from Profitly for all sorts of reasons and excuses, but it's Covestor all over again. People are not willing to back up what they say and what they do by showing their trades transparently. Some people say, oh, I make too much, I don't want to show it. Oh, there's privacy concerns. Oh, it's not real time. Like, I've heard it all. All I'm going to continue to do is show every single trade that I do and show it in real time the best that I can. Understand that, my audit doesn't match up 100% with Profitly because I'm trying to give the alerts real time. So I'm estimating at what I bought and sold it at. And then sometimes I go back and I change it within like a penny or two, but it's pretty much real time and pretty much, dead on, minus, a few mistakes here or there. But, it's all within, I would say, 1 or 2% of the actual numbers. But next year, it's going to be a lot easier because I'm trading with just $12,000. And how I'm going to break it up is at two specific brokers, Interactive Brokers and E-Trade. I don't work with either of them. A lot of people think, oh, you work with these brokers and you get a cut of our commissions. Nope. Interactive Brokers and E-Trade don't want anything to do with me because they hate penny stocks. And frankly, they're like most brokers where they hate the fact that I tell people not to trade that much, where I like to think of myself as a retired trader, only coming back into trade only when there is a trade that is so good that I would feel guilty missing it. And that's not exactly what makes brokers and their commissions rich. They want scalpers. They want people trading all the time. And that's what most traders do, especially low price stocks. And that's frankly why there's not that many self-made millionaires. Because it feels good to scalp and you work every day and you feel like you're working hard and you're getting it, but in reality you're just traded in one 9 to 5 rat race for another one, a 9:30 to 4 p.m. rat race, and people are doing it every single day. It's disgusting the way that a lot of these people think that they have to sit by a computer. You have these multiple screens, you can't trade on vacation, you can't travel. Like, there's so much misinformation out there. So I'm going to show you trade by trade exactly what I'm going to do with my 12,000. I have no great plan to turn it into 1.65 million. If that happens, that's cool. If I turn it into 230,000, that's cool. If I turn it into 100,000, that's cool. If I turn it into 50,000, that's cool. I know that I've had a lot of success in the past, but that does not ensure that I will have success in the future. And I just take it trade for trade, one opportunity at a time, one earnings winner, one pump and dump, no expectations, and that is how I continue to achieve superior results, by not having goals, by not having some, fantasy number. I must earn $1,000 a week or something like that. I will have these accounts and I will take it trade for trade. Now, let me talk a quick second about why I'm doing this. In these specific dollar amounts. Interactive Brokers, the minimum to open an account is $10,000. In 2016, I will have $10,215 because I want to have a little bit of a brace, just in case I lose. I lose roughly a third of the time. I don't want to fall below 10,000. So I'm going to have, $215. I'm going to try and build this, maybe make 100, 200, 100, 200, 300 here or there to try and give myself a little breathing room from falling under 10,000. From what I've heard, they tell you got to get back up above 10,000. If you're under 26 years old, I know that there's a little bit of a loophole. Interactive Brokers, the minimum is just 3,000, but I'm not 26 anymore. And E-Trade, I think the minimum is $500. You might want to check with them. But in order to short sell, the SEC requires $2,000 as a minimum. So I'm going to have 2,200. Again, just a little bit of a brace, a little bit, breathing room. But E-Trade and Interactive Brokers are the two brokers that I've used most this year to make roughly 150%. And actually, I kind of used Interactive Brokers probably the most last year. If you attended my Vegas summit, every single one of the speakers, every single one of the millionaire traders that we had speak uses Interactive Brokers. It's not a coincidence. They have the worst customer service, but they have the most markets, good commissions, decent executions. And E-Trade, which I hated on for a very long time, has recently gotten into the hard to borrow department of finding shares to short of stocks trading at $3, $4, $5, $6 a share. They recently had CANF to short and WGBS to short, and a few other plays. Interactive Brokers is better for shorting stocks under $2 a share. My first millionaire student, Michael Good, just made $25,000 the other day shorting the pump and dump AREN using Interactive Brokers. So these are the two brokers. Maybe I should write this. Interactive Brokers, good for shorting stocks under $2 a share. I spelled it Michael Good. Good for shorting stocks $3+ a share. So again, these two brokers, I've been doing a lot of longs lately, but I also want to have the ability to short when there's a good pump and dump, when there's a good shorting opportunity, just in case. And these brokers, have the best shorts, I think, right now, given their account minimums. I have my high net worth broker this year, but their minimum is 30,000. So until I get up to, let's say, like 40,000, 43,000, I'm not going to have an account with them. When I do grow my account, I will. But for now, I'm starting with just Interactive Brokers and E-Trade. I want you to see that I don't have any special tools, any special connections. I don't trade in a group. I don't collude with others. This is just me following patterns that have worked for 15 years. You can bet against me. You can not believe me. But as you'll see time and again, I think that you'll see that, these patterns work. And that's why I continue to do well. And that's why I have more millionaire students than anybody else. I'm excited to go back to trading with so little. Obviously I'll be under the pattern day trader rule, which limits you to 3 day trades per 5 rolling day period. But by having 2 accounts, I can do, 3 day trades per week here and 3 day trades per week here, which is 6 day trades. I think that's more than enough day trades than I will need. A lot of you guys are trading way too much, and you don't need to. One of my upcoming millionaire students, Mark Crook, who's made roughly $450,000, we found that 80% plus of his profits come from just 6% of his trades. And, I know that I have a problem of over trading, so I'm looking forward to trading with just 12,000. And I think that it'll be an incredible educational experience for you guys to see, how to build up a small account. Obviously I'm trading this year with 100,000 and I take some small position sizes. Usually I'm only using 10 or 20,000 or 30,000, but next year it will be even less. So you'll get the best educational experience possible. No other big traders ever do this. It hurts their ego. Frankly, it's just not fun, when you're used to making five, 10, $20,000 in a day to go back and try and make 50 or $200 in a day. You feel demoted. But for me, I'm a teacher first rather than trader. And, I'll do what's best for my students. And I know that no other big time trader, will do this because frankly, that's not their job. That's not their business. And this is. So I'm very, very excited for 2016. I think it's going to be incredible to show you the exact dollar sizes that a lot of you guys are using and the exact position sizes. So you won't have to be like, oh, Tim has this much. Let me, trade the same kind of trade with 1/4 position. This is going to be, a test for me, obviously, to not trade as much and to hold longer. But I think that's good. I definitely still overtrade a little too much, and I definitely need patience holding. One of my problems, with these earnings winners like RITT and MEET and LAKE, Lake, I was dead on with the pattern all three times, and I took profits too quickly all three times. So I think this will be good. This will force me to have patience because now it's not in my own interest to take small gains or to waste day trades. So I'm going to be picking much better trades. I would start this right now, but it's easier just to keep track at the beginning of each year, and that way there's no confusion. There's no asterisk at the bottom of my performance. So this year, I started with 100,000. Last year was 500,000. Next year it'll be just $12,415, and we'll see how this goes. If it's very useful for students and you guys are liking this, maybe in 2017 I'll trade with just 2,000 or 5,000 or something, where the vast majority of more of my students are trading with. But $12,000, this is what I initially started with. So this is kind of my roots, and I'm kind of sentimental. I like going back to my roots, and we'll see if magic can strike again. People still literally believe that I'm lucky or that I'm a fraud or that I use my students to profit. I think trading a very small account and holding for several hours, sometimes several days, will prove everybody wrong. And I like the fight. I like the challenge. Remember, my first millionaire student, Michael Good, wrote a blog post initially when he heard of me, and he said, Tim Sykes is full of BS. And we went back and forth in the comments. And, he just actually, if you were at my Vegas conference, he just professed his love for me and my strategy and my teachings. So I don't mind you doubting me or hating me or whatever. This isn't about me making friends. This is about just showing patterns that I believe are very useful to small time traders. And I think they can help grow your account exponentially within a few years, which is frankly, on Wall Street, it's considered voodoo or, impossible or only a lucky few. I don't believe that. I believe that any single person in the world, man, woman, child, Martian, as long as you have internet access, whether you're in America, North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Iceland, it doesn't matter, or Antarctica. I guess maybe even if you're in space, if you're an astronaut and you have satellite internet access, all you need is internet and data, and most importantly, the knowledge and the strategy. Without the right knowledge, without the right strategy, yeah, it's impossible to grow your account exponentially. A lot of people are misled into thinking that scalping is the future, and that's what you should do, and you should use leverage, and it's okay to blow up accounts. I don't believe in any of that. I am the safest penny stock trader in the world. I cut losses quicker than most, quicker than pretty much everybody, and quicker probably than I should. But I'm here to teach you, a safe way to trade these volatile suckers. And I'm excited to start 2016 with a much smaller account. I got a lot of emails asking about the details of this. So I wanted to make a video explaining it all. But today I am not in the chat room. I'm actually celebrating my fiance brother's birthday and I'm at Disney. But I wanted to make this video just to help you prepare for 2016 so that you understand my goals better. And you see that I'm not just about the trading profits. It's kind of funny how people think that I'm all about the trading profits when in fact my teaching business, is so much bigger than any trading profits. Even though last year, I did make nearly $1 million. It was my best year ever. Teaching is my #1 priority. So I think this will help. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.